Qapita recently announced plans to build an operating system for private markets in Southeast Asia region. Ravi, could you share some more details about this project?
Yeah, it's essentially building a marketplace where these three things get addressed. Access, how do a wider set of people get access to both buying and selling of securities in the private markets? How do you have more transparency? So how can data could be organized and available to both buyers and sellers of securities in this business? And how can we build systems? So let me address each one of those first. And in some sense, giving power back to the companies or issuers. How does a company enable this to happen? Just like a company gets listed in the public markets, how does a private company enable its incumbent shareholders to actually access liquidity? And that is beneficial both for employee retention, for attracting and organizing the cap table, and sometimes to reorganize the cap table to have to have some existing investors who've been there for long enough actually exit the cap table as well. So each one of these three aspects is where we are looking to build a solution, and the marketplace. So it's essentially a place where you can go and actually buy and transact in this security, starting first for employee-driven solutions, eventually building for existing investors and new investors to go into companies as well. A lot of systems need to be built. When we say operating system, it's essentially first how you record ownership, how you maintain records of ownership, and then how you enable transfer of ownership from A to B, or transfer of ownership within or outside of the cap table using systems. And there's a lot of work to do. Satish mentioned a lot of even record keeping and filing related aspects here that can be digitized. So for example, why should any startup, or for that matter any private company, have paper share certificates? We are actually operating in an age where we don't see money, we don't see currency. Why should we have any shares in a paper form at all? If you think about a listed company, let's say an Infosys or Wipro, you can never touch and feel a share, right? It's digital. And so why shouldn't that be the case for any private company? So there's a lot to build, and there's a lot of systems, electronification, digitization that's possible here, and that's what we are building with this marketplace.
Revolutionize your startup's equity management with Qapita. Request a demo today.